Hey, I've got Aaron Bose from ipar Rehabilitation. Welcome to Studio P.
Thanks for allowing me to come in.
You're very welcome.
I was knocking at the door.
Couldn't stop you coming in. And you're here at the Personal Injury and Disability Management National Summit. And tell us a bit about ipar and ipar Rehabilitation and your role within it.
Fantastic. So ipar Rehab, we're an occupational rehab business. We've been around since 2003. So we just celebrated our 20-year anniversary, which was quite an event.
Yes.
And my role at ipar is I'm the national manager of our pain and recovery service. So looking at new and different ways to assist people that are impacted by pain from a workplace injury or a motor vehicle accident, whether that's preventing persistent pain or helping people once they've got persistent pain, and developing services that we can offer to our customers to generate better outcomes for our clients.
And there's a real need for support, and the type of support you provide post injury, because the whole landscape changes, doesn't it? You could have been injured at work. It's not like you get up in the morning and go to work like you used to. Things have changed. The whole environment's changed, hasn't it?
Yeah, and I think there's a lot of complexities that come into that. So, even if someone has an injury, it's not generally just the injury that impacts their recovery. There's a lot of internal and external things that come into play, but also post-COVID, it's different as well with, flexible work arrangements as well. So whether people are working from home or in the office. And I think the challenges for, our ipar Rehab consultants is understanding those complexities and the barriers that come with injuries and illness, and how do we work with clients to address those to get them back to work but also life as well.
Now the topic for this year's conference is the future of work. What's the future of rehabilitation?
I think the future of rehabilitation is looking at different ways to do the simple things better. And the reason I say that is I think innovation, it's sometimes thrown out as a bit of a buzzword in the industry, and I think there's certain things that we still don't do right. And I think mental injury is a huge focus, and we're developing a range of different services. A lot of different people in the industry are trying to tackle mental injury, and one of my passions is pain, because I think pain is a huge issue within society, and that's work-related and not work-related. So it's people that have had persistent pain or those outside of a compensation, in a compensation scheme, and I think pain it's not going away. It's only predicting to get worse. 1 in 5 people experience persistent pain. We know that 40% of early retirement is attributed to persistent pain. So that is a core issue that hasn't changed in decades, despite the fact that we have all these guidelines that say what we should be doing for pain. And so in terms of future for work, that's a core issue that we just need to do better at. We don't need to create anything fancy. It's how do we do pain better? How do we support those impacted by pain better?
And I must admit, I don't, luckily, fortunately, suffer persistent pain. But I tell you what, that every so often you might have a toothache or you might twist your back or something. It does my head in.
I think any sort of pain related to the face is just unbearable.
Yeah.
I've had an acute sinusitis before. It's not fun.
No. And for those people that have to live with it for years, it must be so hard.
Yeah, it's debilitating.
Yeah.
It's debilitating. And I like to use the word persistent pain rather than chronic, because the term chronic, it kind of, whilst clients with pain are largely they're impacted, they're suffering, it just feels like someone's got their foot on their head when you're saying chronic. So persistent is something they deal with every day, and it can impact multiple different aspects of your life. And the good news is that there are things we can do about it. Just because it's called persistent pain, there's clearly research that shows that we can actually change someone's recovery from pain as well.
Now we've got something that looks very painful. It almost looks like a medieval torture device in front of us. What is this?
So
what do you use it for?
Yeah, so this is a virtual reality headset. It's certainly not a torture device. So we use this as part of our service Rethinking Recovery, and so it's a service that we kind of designed over the last 2 years. In kind of the reason we looked at that is because pain is such an issue, and within the compensation scheme, life insurance scheme, CTP, we were seeing all our clients with pain just go through the same motions, often being sometimes over-treated, over-interventionalised, and when all else fails, our clients were ending up at pain management programs. And so we were like, how can we develop a service that works really closely with our clients and their treating practitioners to get better outcomes? And so we use virtual reality as a very simple tool to provide a really compelling education service. And so the luxury is what is inserted in there is decades worth of research. And so we've been really lucky to work with Reality Health, which is a software provider, and also some of the world's leading experts in pain science and recovery to put what we all know works for people that recover from persistent pain into a headset. Now, we don't just put our clients in a headset and say, off you go, you're good to go. It is purely the mechanism to deliver an education service. But we know that education is not the goal for our clients impacted by pain. They need to learn about pain, because research clearly shows that if you can change someone's understanding of pain, they go on to achieve better outcomes. Right. So we only use this for 10 minutes each session over our 8-week service, and then the clients would work through one of our pain coaches. So we have pain coaches all over Australia that are occupational rehab consultants that also have clinical experience and a lot of expertise working with people with pain, to really unpack what they've just learnt in the headset. Because a lot of people with pain would have poor beliefs or misconceptions around pain and what that means. So this is designed to deliver a compelling kind of education service, but if they don't learn and they don't accept and understand it, it's unlikely to work. And so we deliver this in different schemes across Australia at different time points. So we might have clients that have that much pain they can't engage in return to work services. Right. They can't engage in, or they can't progress with their rehabilitation. So we're delivering this when clients have no capacity for work at all, and we're trying to give them the confidence to start on that recovery journey. But then there's also people that are stuck, and they're trying, they're at work, and they're just not progressing because of pain. And so we deliver this, again, alongside their treatment to support their treating practitioners to achieve better outcomes. And so we're trying to get in earlier. When clients have persistent pain, they start, technically, but the definition's around 12 months. When they start to deviate from that normal recovery period, we want to get in, educate them through a really evidence-based program to try and get them back to work and life.
So it's all about understanding pain, understanding my pain, and understanding the context in which my pain is happening.
Absolutely, because I think for years we've thought that if my knee hurts, I need to address the knee. I need to have an arthroscope. I need to have treatment on my knee. Whereas the modern view of pain is it's the brain and the body, and we know that we can retrain the pain system. It's a concept called neuroplasticity, where the brain changes. The brain gets really good at producing pain. It becomes overprotective. It tries to stop you from doing things. We can use that same concept to retrain the brain and the body, sorry. And so for us, it's clients that they can't move forward if they still feel, I've got something broken. I need to address this. Yeah. I need a spinal cord stimulator in my back. I need to do this. Whereas if we can educate them around the modern view of pain and how they can have control over their pain condition again, then we can move forward with the recovery.
And what have you found?
It's been fantastic. So we've been delivering this since October last year, and across workers' comp, CTP, life insurance and Comcare schemes nationally. We've just had our data analysed by Monash University and by Professor Lorimer Mosley, and the outcomes are looking fantastic. So we started to look at anecdotally what are the outcomes we're seeing. We're seeing people progress their work hours where they haven't in 2 years. We've had people avoid surgery because they've got the tools they needed. But from a clinical perspective, we have seen several of our outcome measures that we look at have clinical significance improvements and comparable to some of those really specialist pain services that involve a lot more resources, time and money. And so we're really excited to see that from a pain interference, pain severity and pain self-efficacy, the clinical significance is really high. So we're seeing clients really change their understanding of pain, which is evidence in their pain self-efficacy, and it's interfering less with their life. So kind of when we started this service, our two objectives was how do we increase someone's self-efficacy and how do we stop pain interfering with their life and their recovery more. And so to see that those two measures, the clinical significance has been fantastic, and it's just going to be released in a white paper next week as part of the Pain Revolution outreach tour. We're really excited to see where we're on the recovery journey. So it's achieving what we wanted to do.
So the future of rehab is quite exciting.
It's very, very exciting, and VR is one application. I think there's AI, augmented reality.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's some really exciting stuffs out there, and we're looking at other applications within the VR space because it presents a really unique opportunity to improve learning. it's not a gimmick. We don't do games in VR. We use it because the research clearly shows that it can improve learning outcomes. So why not embrace it? And so, who knows if the Apple headsets come out soon. I don't know if you've seen them. They're about $4,000 each. And they're gunning to replace computers, but I'm not sure that'll ever happen.
But who knows?
We just don't know.
The rate of progress is just intense.
It's wild, and soon you'll probably see the glasses as well.
Yes, absolutely.
You can do telehealth and they're in another country or something like
exactly.
that. So I think it's the future of work is finding creative ways to do the simple things better.
Yeah, exactly. Beautifully put. Thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you so much.